Anambra, Bayelsa, Edo, Ekiti, Imo, Kogi, Ondo, and Osun states are held off-cycle and therefore not conducted during the general election. However, elections will be conducted for all the 993 state constituencies nationwide. Our state offices have made available to the Nigeria Police Force, being the lead agency in election security, the delimitation details for both the governorship and state assembly elections, including locations of polling units and collection centers. On that basis, we expect a coordinated deployment plan in synergy with other security, intelligence, law enforcement, and safety agencies. Only yesterday, the Commission held a virtual meeting with all the resident electoral commissioners in which we reviewed preparations for the state elections. In addition to election technology, logistics, and a host of other issues, security was also discussed. We will present the issues at this meeting for further discussion and, most importantly, for appropriate action. The governorship and state assembly elections this weekend involves more constituencies than the national elections held about 3 weeks ago. Unlike the last elections involving 470 constituencies.
Live to GTV Africa, live from Abuja. Right now, INEC is meeting with security chiefs, right from national security advisors and others, ahead of 2023 governorship elections.
28 governorship and 993 state assembly seats. There will also be more candidates involved and more collection centers to protect. These are also local elections involving keen contests. It is therefore important for parties and candidates to speak to their agents and supporters to see the elections as a contest and not war. They should refrain from acts of violence that may mar the elections or compromise the security of our personnel, observers, the media, service providers, and even the security personnel deployed to protect the process. The Commission is encouraged by the directive to state commands by the Inspector General of Police to handle all cases of electoral offenses expeditiously. We look forward to receiving the files from the Inspector General of Police, who will immediately set up a legal team to handle such cases in earnest. So once again, I welcome all members of the press to this meeting, and as always, we look forward to a robust engagement. Thank you and God bless.
Well, that is the words from the INEC chairman, and it's expected that National Security Advisor is going to respond to what was said by INEC chairman. And, fast, yeah. That's it.
Chairman, okay. The Chairman, Independent National Electoral Commission of Nigeria, the Assistant Inspector General of Police, representing the Inspector General of Police, representatives of the various security and intelligence agencies, our national commissioners of INEC who are here with us. Let me commence by thanking the INEC chairman for calling for this all-important meeting. If I recall correctly, exactly 21 days ago, we met here to discuss our preparations for the presidential and National Assembly elections, which took place a few days ago. Now, these elections were conducted with a considerable level of success in terms of security, in terms of coalition, and other matters. I want to echo what the INEC chairman has just said by way of commending the security agencies, intelligence organizations in the process that we just witnessed. Of course, the elections we're going into on Saturday are going to be much more complicated. Contextually, they're going to be different. First of all, we're going to have 1,021 constituencies, meaning we're going to have more people interested, more people voting, more collation centers, and obviously the dynamics will be much more different than the elections that were just concluded. While commending the efforts of the various political parties and the individuals that participated in the last election, especially those of them that called for peace or calm, I want to also urge the same individuals, especially at the state level, to demonstrate the same level of maturity, the same level of discipline by calling their supporters to conduct themselves in a manner that is congruent with the expectations of the larger Nigerian society. Of course, there are channels for laying complaints and for addressing these complaints. For the security agencies, I know a lot has been done. I've been talking with the Chief of Defense Staff, I've been talking with the Inspector General of Police, who is the head of the lead agency in the process of elections. So far, so good. We do not envisage anything that's going to be terrible or apocalyptic in terms of the next few days. But that does not mean that we should all do away with our state of readiness. We must comply with the rules. We must also allow everyone, I've said this so many times, to exercise their fundamental rights as citizens of this country. What we do not want to happen is for anybody to preempt and to take the law into his or her own hands. I want to be very, very clear on this. We're going to give the maximum support to all entities involved in this process. And we're also calling on the political bigwigs, the gladiators, to call their lieutenants to order. Anybody who is itching to undermine this process should please think again. It is not in its own interest, it is not in the interest of the nation as well. Finally, those of us in the security agencies will continue to work around the clock. All the crisis centers are open, all the Saturday will be a day that will come and go without any incident. I thank you all.
Your home live to GTV Africa. You've just listened to National Security Advisor giving his words that the service, the group, the security agencies are going to give total support to INEC in conducting the coming Saturday election as expected by Nigerians. And it is noted that this is going to have numbers, a lot of participation all over this coming election. Well, at this point, as a member of the press, I will be taking my leave because the remaining activities is security matters, and I don't have authority to stay in more. But looking at the numbers of people that are on the seat at the moment, you have National Security Advisor, you have representative of Inspector General of Police, who is also uh, Assistant Inspector General of Police. You have Brigadier Generals, you have generals right in the house. Road safety is not left out. Customs also in the house. Other national intelligence, other civil society, civil security, paramilitary that are going to be involved in the election are in the house. INEC chairman is not stopped with activities. Is ready together with his commissioners for the election. This is GTV Africa coming to you live, and in a short minute I will be off because, as I said, I do not have power to be in the house to be part of the activities. But from look of things, the INEC chairman seems not to be afraid of anyone, seems not to be scared of any intimidation by those that are trying to intimidate him together with his commissioner. And well, with that, you know that Saturday is intact and everything is going to go as expected coming this Saturday. Well, till I come your way again, I'm Bemiga Olamiko. This is GTV Africa coming to you live. And a chairman, just wave to us as Nigerians. Well, he has done, and you can see the array of the security outfits that are in the house ready for the activities. And I'm sure that the activities will be as expected. Well, till I come your way again, as I said, I'm Bemiga Lami.